right there along the edge of the highway somewhere. So I think, I feel there is a tile down there that they could be tapping into.
Well, but at the same time, if there's a 50-foot of right-of-way to the north, why shouldn't Highway 20 have to take care of the drainage on Highway 20?
I guess
I mean, that's
typically a lot of times what the city or what the DOT has done is, and the same way like going through SAC here, it's a joint jurisdiction where even though it's inside the city limits, the DOT has jurisdiction, and typically over the travel portion and outside of that, they expect the city to take care of, you know, the sidewalks and the drainage and issues outside of the pavement.
The county's very protective of the right-of-way. I imagine that, I can't imagine that the state wouldn't be very protective of that 50-foot right-of-way, and if they protect it, they ought to maintain it.
Now, when you get inside the city limits, they're a little bit less. They feel it's the city's responsibility to take care of that right-of-way stuff. So, I mean, once in a while they'll get involved. I mean, I go there in Rockville City in front of what used to be the grocery store. Apparently, they had some issues in that area, so they finally put up no parking signs on both sides of the road there to keep people from parking, basically on the shoulder of the highway.
But you can't have it both ways. You either have it or you don't.
Yeah, yeah.
The cities a lot of times have ordinances pertaining to their parking.
And sometimes with inside city limits, the DOT lets some things slide that if it was outside city limits, it wouldn't let them fill some ditches, it wouldn't let them pave some areas where a lot of times inside the city limits.
Well, I just, and we can visit with Lytton, but that's going to become more and more of a problem as if that water's not taken care of, it's going to make that divide's just going to get worse and worse and worse, and it's not good now.
Yeah. I'll attempt to send that letter to the city council so this whole city, you know, was sort of aware of what was going on. But Red was there that day, and so was Rusty.
If there is a line there and you can just simply put an intake on it, would not be significant. If the line's not there, then that's a whole different deal.
Yeah. Because even if the line, right now when you get the real heavy rains, my understanding of the DOT and from Rusty is that whole intersection gets pulling up when you get the pouring rains, that it actually runs west along Highway 20 and then goes back into the lot there.
Well, I just assumed that came from Reliant, you know, from having all the hard surface there, that it was cooling.
But some of it runs basically in the Simpsons backyard there. That apparently that gets full of water, but there is some intakes there, I think, to take the water fairly. Because I think that intake on the intersection between Reliant and Simpsons is on that same line we're talking about. That went out with the old outfall line from the creamery.
Well, that's relatively close to Highway 20 then, isn't it right there?
Oh yeah, if the line's there, it's only 2 to 4 feet, I would say, off the edge of the pavement, but it's deep.
Like how deep?
7, 8 feet. So
it's not so bad.
No.
Good fall.
It just makes it, well, yeah, it would definitely take the water if you had an intake on it there. So.
Well, that's something that we need to work together on, and because that is going to be it's already been a problem and it's going to get worse. So.
But I'll try to get that better done and get it to the city and see what participates from that, I guess. Anyway, I guess that's all I had. I did send an email around to the department, had quite a few about this pictometry. I don't know whether, did they share it with you?
Yes, that was,
We have a meeting tomorrow at 1:30.
Oh, with them? Oh, okay. I'll try, I got a meeting in Carroll. I'll try to be back for that. I mean, I think there are oblique pictures, you know, looks like something that's useful for E911 and assessor and other people. It'd be nice to know whether it's going to fit.
well, you know, you look at that, I think you need to be certain that they're going to overlay and be in the same
Yeah.
spot. Because if they're not,
It's not as useful.
yeah, it's not.
Well, maybe we'll learn more about that tomorrow.
And one thing I haven't, I mean, a lot of other counties have put in a monument grid system, either 3 mile or 6 mile. I don't know enough. And Calhoun County did that, and Secondary Roads helped when they did that. Over there, the assessor's office basically paid for the aerial flights and the whole GIS system. I guess before Sac County flies again, I need to talk to some people and see whether there's any, what's the advantage to having the grid system out there, whether it's a 3 mile or a 6 mile grid system, whether that's something that we want to help, you know, pay for out of Secondary Roads.
And from your note there, you're suggesting that without that grid system, they cannot be corrected back to our initial map?
Well, no. The grid system gives you points that are GPSed in, and so any future flights, you target them again, and then they're always there, and the surveyors can use them to tie surveys into. I think they can, and I'm talking an area that I don't know much about, but they can use what they call photo identifiable points, like intersections of roads or sidewalk corners. They can, in other words, intersections that they can see on the photo, and then they go out there and actually, they can go out there and GPS those corners in. It's sort of like a target, but it's not. It's not perpetuated like a monument would be.
But it's a correction tool.
Right.
Yeah. And those are all questions that we need to ask. And this is relatively new, but you need to be sure.
Has anybody talked to Pocahontas County? Do you know?
Yeah, I think the assessor has, and I'm not sure if Jim has or not, but it's also new, and yeah, there's a group that have started the process, but no one has had it or had it long enough to know how useful it is.
I didn't know where Pocahontas was, whether they received their aerials. And
it's not complete.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know if it was Jim or Bob indicated that it was not complete yet. So I think those are, my initial reaction is you'd like to see something in practice.
No, it's going to work.
Yeah.
And I talked to Nancy a little bit yesterday. I don't know how Schneider fits in all this, or whether Schneider can help. You know, since they did the original aerial, well, I shouldn't say they did the flights. They did the cadastral work on the maps, and I don't know who did the aerial flights at that time, or what they used, you know, foreground control and how they rectified the photos. Because of course the whole problem is you got a round surface here that you're taking pictures of, and then you're trying to project it into flat maps, and
We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Move to recess, or move to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All those in favor say aye.